you have about 3 weeks. Right now, out in your yard, the soil is sitting somewhere in the low 70s, and your grass is still growing, still green, still forgiving. But the calendar is about to turn on you. Sometime in the first days of July, the summer heat settles over the Midwest. That soil climbs past 80 degrees, and a cool season lawn like most of us grow. Bluegrass, ryegrass, fescue, stops playing offense and goes into pure survival mode. And here is the part that catches people. The habits that were perfectly fine back in May, the shortcut, the quick spray, the bag of fertilizer, those same habits in July can brown out a lawn in a single weekend. I have watched it happen up and down my own street here in Ohio. One scalped Saturday mow in a heat wave, and by Wednesday the front yard looks like shredded wheat. So today I am going to walk you through the 6 jobs to do before you mow again, every one of them before July. And stay with me all the way to the end, because the last one is about your mowing height. And there is one specific thing tall grass does to crabgrass seed, right down at the soil surface, that no bottle on any shelf can do. Nobody ever explains it. I will. I'm Larry Mitchell. For 25 years, I ran the lawn and garden counter at our town's hardware store, and I watched every bag and bottle in this business come across that counter. I saw what folks returned, what they bought again, and what actually fixed their yards. These days, I keep my own lawn here in Ohio, and my wife Diane says it's my second marriage. Now, this video is not about scaring you. It is about a calendar. 25 years behind that counter taught me that lawn problems run on a schedule, and July was the busiest, saddest month we had. Every year, right around the second week, the same line formed at the register. Folks carrying photos of brown streaks across the front yard, burned patches by the mailbox, and crabgrass marching in from the driveway edge. And almost every time the damage traced back to something they did in the last week of June or the first week of July. A short mow on a 90-degree Saturday. A weed spray at noon in a heat wave. A heavy feeding right when the grass wanted to rest. None of those people were careless. They were doing exactly what worked in April. The lawn just changed the rules on them, and nobody printed that on the bag. So the plan today is simple. 6 jobs. Most of them take minutes. 2 of them cost almost nothing. Together, they decide whether your lawn coasts through July and August green, or spends the summer thin and scorched while the weeds throw a party in the gaps. Because that is the real stakes here. Crabgrass and clover do not beat a healthy lawn in summer. They move into ground as stressed lawn surrenders. Keep the grass alive and you keep the weeds out. It's simpler than you think, and we'll walk through it together. And keep that mowing height question in the back of your mind. Because what happens down at the soil surface under tall grass is the whole reason this list works. Now, before we head out to the garage, I want to take 1 minute. Because everything on today's list is one slice of a bigger plan I finally sat down and wrote out. It's called Larry's 30-Day Weed Kill Protocol. It is the exact day-by-day system I follow to wipe out clover, crabgrass, dandelions, and the rest in 30 days. And then keep them from ever coming back. 88 pages, written for homeowners who are tired of fighting the same weeds every single season. It covers identifying the big 7 lawn killers early, the full kill protocol with the tools, the products, the safety, and the budget, my trusted tenacity system, organic and pet-safe alternatives that work without harsh chemicals, and then rebuilding the lawn afterward with the Prevention Fortress, plus my month-by-month weed prevention calendar. It is $17, marked down from $47, which is less than 1 bottle of the stuff people buy twice a summer and return half-used. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right, Let's head out to the garage, because job number 1 starts before the mower engine ever does. But first, you need to know what July actually does to your grass, because once you see it, every job on this list makes sense on its own. The grass in a northern lawn, your bluegrass, your fescue, your ryegrass, is built for cool weather. It does its real growing in spring and fall, when the soil is between 50 and 70 degrees. In that range, it grows roots. It thickens up. It heals from every mistake we make. But when the July sun pushes the soil past about 75 degrees, root growth on those grasses slows to a crawl. Push past 85, and the plant essentially stops building anything new. It is not dying. It is hunkering down, the same way a smart old dog finds the shade porch in August. The problem is that a hunkered down lawn cannot heal. Every wound you give it in July, a scalped stripe, a torn leaf, a chemical burn, stays open for weeks. Meanwhile, crabgrass is the exact opposite kind of plant. Crabgrass is a warm season annual. 90 degrees is its favorite weather on Earth. So July is the one month where your grass is at its weakest, on the very same day the weeds are at their strongest. Therefore, the whole summer game is one sentence long. Do not hand crabgrass an opening. Every job I am about to show you closes one specific door. I mean, think about that for a second. You do not need to make the lawn grow in July. You just need to keep it from getting hurt. Job number 1. Walk over to your mower and raise the deck. On most mowers, there is a lever near each wheel, or one single lever on the deck. Move it up to the highest setting, or the one just below it. You are aiming for a cutting height of 3.5 to 4 inches. That is 3.5 to 4 inches. And yes, that is taller than most folks have ever mowed in their life. I know it feels wrong. Half the men in my neighborhood mow at 2 inches because their fathers did, and their lawns pay for it every August. Tall grass in summer is not lazy. Tall grass is armor. And at the end of this video, I am going to show you exactly what that armor does to crabgrass seed down at the dirt. There is a second rule that rides along with the height, and it is called the 1/3 rule. Never cut off more than 1/3 of the grass blade in a single mow. So if your lawn is 4.5 inches tall, you take it down to 3, no lower. If it got away from you on vacation and it is 6 inches tall, do not drag it down to 3.5 in one pass. Mow it once at the highest setting. Wait 3 or 4 days. Then mow again. Cutting more than 1/3 at once shocks the plant, and a shocked plant in July heat is a plant that turns brown. Take your time with this. The lawn is not in a race. That handles the height. But it leaves you with a second problem, because a tall cut with a dull blade is still a wound. Job number 2. Sharpen your mower blade. A sharp blade slices the grass clean, like scissors through paper. A dull blade tears it like ripping a phone book. Walk out on your lawn 2 days after mowing and look close at the tips of the grass. If the tips are ragged and whitish-brown, like frayed rope, your blade is dull. That whitish haze across the whole yard after mowing is the same story. And a torn tip is trouble twice over. First, the ragged wound loses water fast, and water is the whole ballgame in July. Second, that open tear is a front door for lawn diseases like brown patch, which loves hot, humid nights. Now, sharpening is easier than you think. First, pull the wire off the spark plug, so the engine can never fire while your hands are near that blade. Trust me on this one, that step is not optional. Then tip the mower on its side with the carburetor and air filter facing up. Remove the blade with a socket wrench. You can sharpen it yourself with a $10 file in about 15 minutes. Or you can drop it at a hardware store or a small engine shop, where sharpening usually runs $10 to $15. Better yet, buy one spare blade and keep it hanging in the garage. Swap blades in 5 minutes. Sharpen the dull one whenever you feel like it. One sharpening now carries most lawns through the whole summer. Job number 3, and this is the one sitting in that thumbnail. The red gas can and that quart of oil on the lawn. Fresh fuel and a quick oil check before the summer mowing season. This one sounds like it is about the machine, but it is really about the grass. Gasoline goes stale, and today's fuel with ethanol in it pulls moisture out of the air as it sits. That gas can that has been sitting in the corner of the garage since April is already going soft. Stale fuel makes the engine surge and bog, and a bogging engine means the blade slows down mid-cut. A slow blade does not slice. A slow blade beats and tears the grass, dull or sharp. So here is the routine. If the gas in the can is more than about 30 days old, run it through the car instead, where the big tank dilutes it, or take it to your local hazardous waste drop-off. Refill the can fresh. While you are at it, pull the dipstick and check the oil on the garage floor. Wipe it clean with a rag. Push it back in. Pull it out and read the level. If it is low, top it up with the oil your manual calls for, usually a simple 30 weight or a 10W30. Low oil on a 90-degree day is how mowers die young. 10 minutes, maybe $8 of gas, and your mower cuts clean all summer. And keep holding that question about the mowing height and the crabgrass seed, because we are getting closer to it, and I promise it is not what you think. Job number 4, and this one has a hard deadline printed right on the bottle, even though almost nobody reads it. If you have weeds standing in the lawn right now, clover, dandelions, plantain, this is your last comfortable window to spray them until fall. The sprays I am talking about are called post-emergent weed killers, which is just a technical way of saying they kill weeds that are already up and growing, as opposed to pre-emergence, which stops seeds from sprouting in the first place. Nearly every post-emergent broadleaf weed killer for lawns carries the same warning on the label. Do not apply when temperatures are above 85 degrees. That is 85 degrees. And it is there for a reason. In that kind of heat, the spray stops telling the difference between the weed and your grass, and you end up with brown chemical scorch across the whole yard. I sold thousands of those bottles across my counter, and every July somebody came back blaming the product, when the real problem was a 92-degree afternoon. So the move is simple. Check the 10-day forecast. Pick a calm morning below 85 degrees, ideally below 80. Spot spray each weed directly instead of blanketing the whole lawn. Read the labels start to finish. Wear gloves. And keep the kids and pets off the grass until it is completely dry. If you have young crabgrass showing up, seedlings the size of a silver dollar, a product with quinclorac can still take it out in this window. But if you miss the window, and the crabgrass gets big and ropey in July, my honest advice is to leave it alone. Spraying mature crabgrass in August heat hurts your lawn more than the crabgrass does. It is an annual. The frost will kill it for free in October. And this fall and next spring you will shut it out for good. And for the really big jobs, a whole yard gone to weeds, that is when you call a licensed pro. I am not a certified applicator, and I will always tell you that straight. Job number 5 is the easiest one on the list, because the job is to stop doing something. Put the fertilizer bag away until September. I know it feels backwards. The lawn starts looking tired in July, so folks reach for the bag, because feeding a tired thing seems kind. But nitrogen fertilizer tells grass one thing: grow leaves. Right now. In July heat, that is like ordering a man to sprint through a desert. The plant burns energy it does not have. The roots fall further behind. And on a hot, dry week, the fertilizer salts themselves can scorch the lawn in stripes exactly where the spreader ran. At the store, we sold more fertilizer in early July than in September, and it was exactly backwards, and the returns counter proved it every year. So the rule on a northern lawn is plain. No fertilizer between about mid-June and Labor Day. Then in September, when the nights cool off, you give the lawn the biggest, best feeding of its whole year, and it will thank you clear into November. Skipping the July bag costs you nothing, and saves you about $25. That might be the best deal in this whole video. Job number 6, water, and this is where more summer lawns are lost than anywhere else. The rule is 1 inch of water per week, counting rain. That is 1 inch, total, across the week. And how it goes down matters as much as how much. Watering a little bit every single evening is the worst schedule there is. Shallow daily sips teach the roots to stay up near the surface, right where the July sun cooks them. And wet grass overnight is an open invitation to fungus. Instead, water deep 2 mornings a week, maybe 3 in a scorcher, a ½ inch each time. Always in the morning, done before 10 a.m. So the sun dries the blades and the water soaks down instead of steaming off. Now, how do you know what a ½ inch is? The tuna can trick. Set an empty tuna can, or any straight-sided can, out on the lawn inside the sprinkler pattern. Run the sprinkler. When the can has ½ inch of water standing in it, note the time. That is your number forever. Most sprinklers take somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes to lay down a ½ inch, but your can will tell you exactly. And one more thing, because it matters. If you decide not to water at all, that is a legal choice. A healthy cool season lawn can go brown and dormant in summer and come back fine in September. But dormant is not the same as abandoned. Give a dormant lawn a ½ inch of water every 2 to 3 weeks to keep the crowns of the plants alive down at the soil. The one thing you cannot do is flip-flop. Green it up, let it fry, green it up again. Pick a lane and hold it through Labor Day. And now, hold on to your hat, because we have arrived at the thing I promised you at the very start. Here is what tall grass does to crabgrass seed, and why job number 1 is secretly the strongest weed control you own. Right now, in your lawn and mine, there are thousands of crabgrass seeds sitting in the top ½ inch of soil. They rained down from somebody's crabgrass last fall, maybe yours, maybe the neighbor's, and they can wait there for years. Every one of those seeds is listening for 2 signals before it sprouts. The first signal is warmth, soil at the surface, holding above roughly 60 degrees and climbing. The second signal, and this is the part nobody ever explains, is light. Crabgrass seed wants direct sunlight hitting the bare soil where it sits. No light, no germination. It simply stays asleep. Now picture 2 lawns side by side in July. The first lawn is cut at 2 inches. Sunlight pours straight down between the thin blades and lands on open dirt. That soil surface bakes 10 degrees hotter than the air, sometimes more, and it is lit up like a stage. Both signals fire. 14 days later, crabgrass is everywhere, and the homeowner is back at the store buying another bottle. The second lawn is cut at 4 inches. Those tall blades lean over each other and close into a canopy, like a little forest. Down at the soil surface it is shaded, and it runs as much as 10 degrees cooler. The seed hears nothing. It stays asleep all summer, then dies of old age. Same street, same weather, same seeds in the dirt. The mower deck made the whole difference. That is why the deadline in this video is real. Crabgrass does not only sprout in April. It keeps germinating every hot week from June through August, and every short mow in July reopens the curtain and rings the dinner bell. Your mower, set at 4 inches, is a pre-emergent weed treatment that costs nothing, never washes away, and reapplies itself every single week. The bag will not tell you that, and I will say it plain, there is no repeat sale in a mower lever. And that right there is the difference between fighting weeds every summer and being done with them. The full plan, this and everything around it, is written out day by day in Larry's 30-day weed kill protocol. Identifying the big 7 early, the kill protocol and the 7-day elimination blitz, the pet-safe alternatives, and the prevention fortress that keeps the lawn closed to weeds year after year, all in the same plain step-by-step style as this video. It is $17, down from $47, and it replaces the pile of bottles most folks buy every single season on a guess. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up. Give it a tap and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So that is the plan before July. Raise the deck to 4 inches. Sharpen the blade, fresh gas and oil. Spray only below 85 degrees. Park the fertilizer and water 1 inch a week in the morning. Now tell me in the comments which weed is winning in your yard right now. Clover, crabgrass, dandelions, name it. I read every single one. And come back next time because I am going to show you the screwdriver test, a 60-second check with a plain screwdriver from the kitchen drawer that tells you exactly when your lawn needs water, days before it ever shows a single blade of brown. You've got this, neighbor. I'll see you out on the lawn.